What's going on, guys? It's TechHerd.com with Veda Day 7. I posted 8 a few hours ago, like maybe 6 or 7 hours ago. That's when it actually uploaded. So this is still well, I did day 6 and day 7 because, day 6, I missed yesterday. But I already explained why in that vlog, why I missed yesterday. So since I didn't really do much in the past 7 or 8 hours since I uploaded that one, um, I just watched YouTube videos, watched some anime, and read a little bit up on my programming homework. Really didn't do much. I showered, I shaved, so got that line cut again, yar, and that was it. So the camera. This vlog is actually gonna be a recap for Game of Thrones because I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, and the episode just ended like a minute ago. So what happened today in Game of Thrones? So how did it start? It recapped last week's episode in the beginning, obviously. Surprisingly, nothing with the Khaleesi in this episode. Um, there was no mention of the dragons or the Dothraki or none of that. So it was an episode based mainly on Jon Snow. He showed up in like one scene with Mance Rayder. They were talking about how Mance Rayder got all the clans together, and he did it by telling all of the other wildling clans and the giants that if they didn't follow him, they were all gonna die. So, and then Jon just saying he wants to fight for the living. Really nothing important with that scene. We went back to King's Landing where Shay met up back with Tyrion, and yeah, had sex. That was pretty much it. She just told him about Lord Ballas and what he wants with Sansa, but that's pretty much it. Nothing really important there either. Joffrey made some headway with the Tyrell girl. I forget her name. The female Tyrell. And he tried to pull what he did with Sansa, where she was like trying to hit her weak spot and make her feel bad. I think he has like some S&M fetish for like beating on people and making them feel like shit. But it didn't work for her. She actually turned it around and actually got him to teach her how to use the crossbow and whatnot. It's kind of scary. A little bit scary. Let's see, anything else in King's Landing? He told off his mom, like, he was like, oh, you're getting kind of old, blah, 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 blah. So, his mom's going to be out the picture, hopefully soon. I don't know, I don't read the books. Rob, his wife, had a conversation with his mom, and she was telling him about how she couldn't love Jon, and that's kind of why she believes all this bad shit is happening to her, because she couldn't keep her promise to the gods to love Jon. I mean Jon Snow. So, there's that. Arya and their two guys get captured by the Brotherhood, which was actually the group that the people were torturing people in Harrenhal for. They're like, oh, who's the Brotherhood? Who's in the Brotherhood? And they'll like kill you and shit. It was really weird. They used they'll make a rat cut a hole through your chest. It was disgusting. They ran into the Brotherhood they actually are really, really skilled. They had this guy with bow and arrow who was like badass. And they captured the Hound, and the Hound identified Arya as being one of from House Stark, and then it ended the scene there. So we don't know what's going on. We'll find out next episode too. Also, the albino tall chick, I don't know her name, but she's the girl who's getting Tywin back to King's Landing. I don't know her name. She actually he was able to trick her to getting his sword back, and they started fighting, and then they get confronted by some soldiers from House of Bolton, they said, and they're gonna capture them and bring him back up to the north. Yeah, but their fight was pretty interesting. She kind of beat the shit out of him at the end. At first it was like evenly matched, and then she like beat him. But also because he didn't have his armor on, so when she kicked him, she like really hit him hard in the stomach and whatnot. So there's that, and that's how the episode ended. Everything was pretty much left on like a question. It like, excuse me, transitioned from Rob's wife and his mom talking to John in Jon Snow beyond the wall talking with Mance Rayner. Also, funny thing there, the wildlings apparently have like magical powers. There's one of them who can transfer his consciousness into like animals, and then they could see through their minds. It was weird. So transition from that to John and the wildlings and Mance Rayder, and it transitioned from that to King's Landing, where it talked with Cersei, Joffrey, Lady Tyrell, Sansa, Tyrion, and Shay. And then it transitioned from there to Arya and the two guys, and then the Hound came in and identified her with the Brotherhood. And then from there to finally, what's the name? The white chick. I forgot. You know, her and Tywin. Although they showed up twice. I forget where the transition ended and started. But they showed up twice within there. But everybody else pretty much showed up once. Right, now I remember. After King's Landing came them, the Tywin and the white girl. Then came Arya, then came Tywin and the girl again. That's how we transitioned, if I remember correctly. But everything was pretty much left at a question. We don't know what's going to happen to Arya, not that the Hound identified her as from House Stark. We don't know what's going to happen to Tywin and the white girl. We don't know what's expected to happen to Jon Snow yet and Mance Rayner. And in King's Landing, it was just ended with Shay and Tyrion having sex, and Joffrey and Lady Tyrell having some weird ominous moments of her like being some sick, twisted woman. Probably playing it smart though, so she can be a good queen. But that was Game of Thrones today. So I'm kind of excited. I want to see Game of Thrones again next Sunday. See what's gonna happen. All right, but this is Veda Day 7, which is pretty much just going to be a Game of Thrones recap. All right, guys. So I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next Veda.